them to the next goal. I'm not sure they'll be able to keep the fight up.
Head coach in her first season, Naomi Kolarova. And the Austin Peay Governors in a tight spot here in Starkville as second half action begins.
I do know on Friday night they were losing 3-0 and they scored a goal. So they do have it in them.
But you got to think, to your point earlier, something good needs to happen in the first 5 to 10 minutes if they have a chance to get back into this match. Physical takedown there. Whistle is blown. Foul called on 22, Megan Dees of Austin Peay. Olivia Hernandez on the receiving end that time of the takedown, number 26 in the maroon and white.
Now this can definitely be a dangerous free kick. Carrasco can play a nice ball into the 18 as we've seen in previous matches.
And there it goes, right in front of the 6 and headed out.
Nice job by Austin Peay putting a body on every Bulldog in the 18.
Had good positioning, and they've had good positioning for much of the match. Bulldogs trying to send one in for McGilvery.
She gave the back line fits in the first half. Let's see if she can continue. Nice ball across the front of the goal.
Was trying to find McKee. The timing wasn't quite right, but a good idea. Possession now to Austin Peay. The Governors on that trip had a couple of defenders on McGilvery. They saw how she was able to defeat one defender one-on-one rather easily. Waldner.
Showing how strong she is on the ball.
Got it inside the 18. McKee, a crossing pass, and no one's there. Over the line, and a goal kick coming up for Powell and the Governors. Wistrom, Bradbury, LaRose, Constantino, Seaman, Powell, Duryea, Beemit, Drawdy, Dees, Smith on the pitch right now for the Governors to begin half number 2. State has DeCrane, McGilvery, McKee, Malabranch, Galzeron, Waldner, Carrasco, Malden, Hernandez, Blanchard, and Robichaux.
Yeah, Blanchard was just called for a foul right there, but her and Galceron got the start in the second half. They definitely added some positive minutes in the first half.
Inside the 18, Austin Peay. Can they get a shot off? They do, but it's too high. Too high and wide to the right.
Crafty move by LaRose and then a little chip to try to find her teammate at the top of the box. Here you see.
Resulted in a long but clean look at the net. Just simply missed it high and wide.
Absolutely. And then after the opportunity, LaRose, you could see clapping, encouraging her teammates in a positive manner, trying to get them to work.
Offsides called against MSU. And there is Naomi Kolarova. First season as the Austin Peay head coach. Victories on the year over Middle Tennessee State, Evansville, and Alabama A&M. Lost their first match of the season on Friday night against Arkansas Little Rock and down 3-0 here in Starkville against Mississippi State. The Bulldogs, certainly the toughest team that Austin Peay has faced so far in the young season. And there you see all 3 victories on the year for the Governors came via shutout. 1-0, 2-0, 4-0. So 3 consecutive shutouts to begin the season, but 3 goals allowed on Friday, and so far 3 goals allowed today.
That was a dangerous ball that was just sent in. Hernandez a bit lucky that it fell to her foot and she was able to clear it out.
Ball knocked out by Austin Peay. Throw in from Carrasco. Possession goes to the Bulldogs. We wondered at halftime how aggressive Austin Peay would be. They are more aggressive offensively, I think, in half number 2 than they were in half number 1.
I would agree with that we've seen them get into the 18. Mississippi State's 18 a couple of times this half already. Oh, just out of reach.
Good idea. Was trying to find someone streaking up the right side. Second half, only 7 minutes old. Not even 7 minutes old.
And the referee's going to get on Austin Peay to back it up. She really likes her throw-ins taken from the correct spots.
She has been consistent.
Yes, she has.
With her
for both teams.
with her policing of the throw-ins. There you see one of the seniors, Courtney Robichaux from Mandeville, Louisiana. One of the 5 that were honored before the match today. Nice move by Coach Anagnos to find a weekend where all the family members of the 5 seniors could travel into Starkville and be here. And that's why they picked today as the day for the Senior Day celebration on this Labor Day weekend.
That's always nice when your family can be here to celebrate such a special day.
Goal kick for DeCrane.
Right there, before this goal kick, I felt like Austin Peay has already shown a little bit more confidence on the ball. You see some girls not just kicking it, but being composed, trying to find their teammate. A bit of a difference. Here's the Rose with the first shot on goal recorded. DeCrane did a nice job of just holding on to that.
A nice hard shot right at DeCrane. And the first time we've seen LaRose find some space in the attacking third.
But as you can see here, they're looking to possess. They are a possession-oriented team, or they have been in the games leading up to this match. And maybe they just came out a little bit nervous against the Bulldogs.
Some nerves could have been in play. And also now, I would imagine, too, from a mentality standpoint, if you're down 3-0, what do you have to lose, right? And so
absolutely.
Let's come out, let's play hard and bring the fight to the Bulldogs and see how they react to someone coming at them aggressively.
And I have a feeling the coach spoke to the fact that they haven't been shut out yet this year, and they didn't want to start today. They want to be a team that's able to score on such a strong defensive team, which we find in the Bulldogs. There you see a center back stepping forward. Not sure, is this? Let me see.
I couldn't quite tell who it was. If it was...
If that's Jennifer Smith,
yes.
She has transitioned from a forward to a defender this year. She's already been acknowledged for her ability on the defensive side of things, but being a forward, you could see she's very comfortable with the ball at her feet, and she used that to go forward, which is definitely going to help Austin Peay get more into the attack.
How difficult of a transition is that?
I have no idea. My coaches would have never tried that.
With you or with anybody?
Oh, no. I mean, it's working here. So from a player standpoint, I think it can be very difficult, or it can be very natural. I'm not sure of her experience before college on the defensive end of things, but she definitely knows what a forward looks to try to do and can speak to that and use that on the field.
State trying to cross a shot, or cross a pass rather, but instead it goes right into the hands of Powell, the keeper. 10 minutes in of the second half, and Austin Peay has certainly been the better side so far in the second half. The Bulldogs have a 3-goal cushion to work with.
It looks like Nia Johnson just replaced Gosseron in the midfield. We'll see if she can get something going for the Bulldogs. I know we spoke to the Bulldogs not being very creative in the second half on Thursday night against Central Arkansas, and I'm sure Coach Anagnos has addressed that and definitely wants to see something different from them today.
Can be difficult sometimes to find that balance when you have a nice cushion. How aggressive do you stay versus laying back and playing good defense? Because obviously if
Oh, absolutely. They don't want to take any risk and leave their defense vulnerable. But keeping the shutout is something that's probably very important to this team. But sometimes the best defense is a good offense.
the Bulldogs have yet to surrender a goal at home in any of their 3 home matches on the season. If they could get the shutout today and finish things off, they'll have 5 shutouts in their first 6 matches as McGilvery.
What a great ball by Malbranch to look for McGilvery up top, right into her run.
Good job defensively to get back for Austin Peay. Looks like Megan Henry is coming on for the Bulldogs. Going to have a corner kick coming up for MSU. Carrasco, who we highlighted in the open, will handle the corner kicking duties. It'll be the 6th corner kick of the match for the Bulldogs. High, just outside the 6-yard box, and
McKee working so hard in the box, but called for a foul. Little too aggressive.
Just could not get the first touch clean, and as you said, trying to be a bit too aggressive to make it up and retain possession. So goal kick coming up now for Powell.
I'm sure McKee would love to score on her senior night. And here's Waldner. Nice find.
And State's been trying to get McKee involved all match long.
Well, I think when they're able to find her feet and she's able to keep possession, it benefits their attack going forward. It allows for more players, more midfielders to get forward.
Throw in coming up as Robichaux will handle this situation. Sub again for MSU. Liz Fogarty.
And Carrasco with a nice ball into the... And Fogarty with her first touch of this half. Arguing for a corner, which she gets.
Yes, she got it. Sure.
She looked pretty convincing.
Her appeal was heard and granted. Did not see Fogarty. I believe we didn't see Fogarty on Thursday night.
Not that I can remember.
It's the first action for her in a couple of matches. Corner from Carrasco right in front of the net. And cleared by Austin Peay.
Mississippi State does a great job of heading that corner back across the front of the goal, which is just so dangerous if that ball were to drop inside that 6.
Over the line it goes. The Bulldogs were looking for someone cutting in or running in from the left side, but no one did. Simply goes out, and it will be a goal kick for Austin Peay. With 30 minutes left in the match, State in control, 3-0. A couple of unassisted goals from the freshman McGilvery in the first half. plus a Coleman goal, her first non-header goal of the year, third goal total, coming off of a Monigo Carnley assist. So a couple of subs getting in on the scoring action, both the goal and the assist on that third Bulldog goal in the first half, coming from a couple of subs off the bench. The Bulldogs.
So sorry. Nice job of Austin Peay to maintain possession right there. Although that service in. Although LaRose, bit ambitious, but if anybody can provide the lift that Austin Peay needs, it's going to be her. She's got the talent, she's got the speed, and she's obviously working very hard here in the second half to lift up her team.
Much more aggressive play from LaRose so far in half number 2. The Bulldogs, no midweek action. They won't play again until next Sunday, hosting Louisiana Tech. And that'll be a battle of the Bulldogs. That match next Sunday, the last non-conference home match of the year. After that, conference play begins, and the Bulldogs will host South Carolina on September 20th in the first home SEC match, their first conference match overall on the road at Auburn on September 14th.
And what a schedule they have in the SEC. I think it's ranked the hardest according to the yes. RPI, based on last year's, the hardest schedule in the SEC.
Auburn, South Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, Vanderbilt, Alabama, Texas A&M, Arkansas, Ole Miss, LSU. That's the lineup conference schedule for Mississippi State.
5 of those teams, I'm pretty sure, are ranked in the top 25.
Couple of collisions.
And the ball finds LaRose.
Had about 3 bodies on the pitch, laying on the grass for a few seconds and no whistle.
In the first corner for Austin Peay.
A set piece coming up, and there is that schedule, Christy. And yeah, there are very few breathers in the upcoming schedule right now for the Bulldogs.
That was a nice ball played forward by LaRose, but Robichaux, a senior today, was able to show her pace and get back. But Austin Peay with their first corner. But yes, that schedule is brutal.
The first corner from the Governors, and it's headed out and cleared by Mississippi State.
That was a nice, clean defensive header won by Mississippi State right there.
If Austin Peay is going to get back in the ball game, they've got to take advantage of the very few set-piece chances they've had this afternoon. One thing, though, that is clear, and you've already mentioned it, Christy, they are controlling possession much better so far in the second half. Austin Peay is.
Yes, they just look more comfortable on the ball this half as opposed to just kicking it 1 or 2 touch down the field, not really to anybody on their team. Like you see here.
They're also clearly trying to get LaRose more involved, which is not a bad idea.
And here's going to be a dangerous set piece for Austin Peay.
And we'll see who the Governors want to put on the ball here. Looks like Smith. Tell you what, the jerseys are just brutal to read for Austin Peay. Headed out. I think Waldner got it for the Bulldogs.
Dangerous serve right back in.
And a long shot high and wide. That's going to travel all the way to the back wall.
I know that ball was rolling back nicely for her, but I feel like they're settling for that shot a lot from, I don't know, 25 yards out, which is just not a high probable shot.
I guess the only good thing that could come from that is maybe you get a deflection and you create some traffic in front of the net, but you can't just simply boot it, 10 feet above the goal for anything good to happen.
I'd just like to see a little bit more composure on their end, and then maybe slot LaRose in, who we know has the pace, or Bradbury. I know she's not in right now, but at least not as a target. But try to find the feet of one of their teammates when they find the ball at their feet about 25 yards out.
Andrea Tyrell back in the match for MSU, replacing Olivia Hernandez, trying to find McGilvery, and she simply hits it right towards the diving Powell. Got in perhaps a little too deep there. Good defense to force McGilvery into rushing that one, I believe.
But that was a beautiful turn before they played McGilvery in. Nice turn, nice slotted ball.
Takedown, and that'll be a foul called against Austin Peay as they knocked Waldner down to the turf. I think team fouls now even at 7. After that last save, Mary Parker Powell now with 3 saves on the day, with 3 goals allowed. That means Powell now with at least 11 saves on the season. She has played all but 17 minutes of the season in net for the Governors. Meanwhile, her counterpart, DeCrane, has played every single second of the season in net for the Bulldogs.
We've got a goal scorer coming in for a goal scorer. So here we go. Let's see if Coleman can add to her first goal of the day.
She comes on in relief of McGilvery.
Austin Peay having a tough time getting it out of their defensive half right now. Carnley looking for a ball across. Does she? She found Waldner.
A nice
good
job.
Save.
Yeah, Powell, right spot, right time, because that was a good ball, and Waldner had a good foot on it too.
Great job following that ball across, and then a good reaction kick save.
First clean look at the goal from Waldner today.
And Carnley looking to get another assist. But what a great ball. Such a dangerous ball when you get in line and you can play it right across the front of the goal.
The assist Carnley got earlier on the goal scored by Coleman, her second assist. So on that goal, the last goal scored by either team was the second assist on the year from Carnley, third goal of the year from Coleman. And here come the Governors on the attack. With 20 minutes to go, 3-0 our score, Bulldogs on top.
Austin Peay, when they do go forward, seem to be playing very direct. you don't have a lot of forwards checking back to the ball and holding it up, so it doesn't allow them to get a lot of numbers into the attack, which causes some of their attacks just to be very short.
Coleman trying to win a one-on-one battle, but cannot get to it in time.
Okay.
A throw-in coming up, I believe, not a corner. Yeah, simply a throw-in from Carrasco, right near the corner. She'll get it inside at Johnson. Johnson to Waldner. To Carnley. I'm sorry,
I was gonna say, I think it was sorry, my apologies. Carnley to Waldner. Great job. They found each other this time on a play similar to a few minutes ago. She did a great job holding off her defender. Beautiful turn, beautiful ball across that Waldner finished this time.
Making up for the missed shots from just 2 minutes ago. Monigo Carnley, her second assist of the match, and Waldner gets her team-leading 6th goal of the season.
Waldner has been working hard all game. She's probably very relieved to get back on the board after her scoring in the first, 4 games of the season, taking the 5th one off, and then now she's back at it again. Such a dangerous forward for Mississippi State.
6 goals in 6 matches. And what a spark plug off the bench Monigo Carnley has been for Mississippi State. The Bulldogs now routing Austin Peay 4-0 with just over 19 minutes left.
Such a dangerous ball by Carnley when you're on the end line and you can slot it backwards. The defenders just can't keep an eye on the ball and on the defender. Gives a huge advantage to the forward coming in to strike that ball.
Coleman on the attack. Fires one high towards the net. So goal kick now for Austin Peay. The Governors find themselves down 4-0. Looks as if they're on their way to suffering their second straight setback after a 3-0 start to the year. They will continue on the road. 5 days from now, they'll be at Mercer in Macon, Georgia on September 7th, this Friday. And then 2 days later, so 1 week from today, they'll be back at home and they will host in-state rival Chattanooga before conference play begins for them at home against Belmont on September 14th. And that'll be another in-state rivalry game with the ruins of Belmont.
I have been so impressed with Carnley today. Her turns on the ball are beautiful, and she definitely picks her head up and tries to find somebody and put them into a dangerous spot in front of the goal.
And lipped one right over the head of the keeper, trying to either get a crossing pass or maybe a cheap goal. There you see the scoring summary for Coach Tom Anagnost and his crew. A couple of goals from McGilvery, and then Coleman and Waldner score the 3rd and 4th goals, both off of Monigo Carnley assists. Stayed on top 4-0. So very briefly, we had Waldner and McGilvery tied for the team lead in goals on the year, and then Waldner said, "That's enough of that. I'll regain my team lead. Thank you very much, freshman. I got it from here." That's right.
I'm sure the coaching staff doesn't mind a little competition
No,
among leading goal scorers. And here's one shot by Austin Peay.
And again, a ball from far outside the 18. Very few of those have been on goal. And when they have been on goal, they've been right to DeCrane in net.
The Bulldogs just do a nice job of dropping off quickly and just not allowing a lot of space behind their back line. But at the same time, the rest of the team does such a good job of getting behind the ball and and applying pressure.
Coleman fires one wide left. Coleman scored her third goal of the year late in the first half. We've mentioned Carnley's name a lot here this afternoon. 5'4" freshman from Boothwyn, Pennsylvania. And we just saw a ball sent in from Haley Farrington-Bintle. That was grabbed by Powell. So the Bulldogs playing a lot of players here in this second half with a 4-goal cushion. They have that luxury with just over 15 minutes left and in complete control of this one. Don't forget, SEC Now comes your way tonight, 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central. They will recap everything happening around the SEC, but especially will recap the opening weekend of SEC football